We are counting down the 8 American bourbons every smart spender should avoid, exposing the industry's most expensive marketing traps. From overpriced bottles aged in miniature barrels to slickly packaged brands that dilute heritage with corporate shortcuts, some of these so-called craft whiskeys will make you rethink everything you know about what is in your glass. But which 2 budget bottles actually earn a spot on your shelf? Let's blow the cap off the countdown, starting with number 8. 8th place goes to Koval Bourbon, the poster child for the small barrel shortcut. Koval ages its whiskey in 30-gallon barrels, smaller than the industry standard, claiming this accelerates maturity. But the chemistry is not on your side. More wood contact means tannins spike fast, while real complexity lags behind. The result is a 4-year-old bourbon that tastes over-oaked and oddly bitter, never achieving the layered depth of traditional 53-gallon barrel aging. Yet you are paying $50 to $60 a bottle for what amounts to a cash flow hack dressed up as craft innovation. Experts warn that small barrel math is a technical malpractice, not a flavor revolution. Number 7. Jefferson's Ocean bottles the price of a shipping container and calls it bourbon innovation. Each batch spends months tossed around on cargo ships, supposedly soaking up ocean air and sea spray. The marketing promises a briny, salt-kissed experience for your $70 to $90, but the only thing that travels is your money, from your wallet to theirs. Blind tasting panels cannot reliably detect any trace of the sea, no measurable salinity, no distinct maritime character. What you are actually buying is a logistical stunt, the cost of global shipping repackaged as flavor. While standard bourbons mature quietly in Kentucky warehouses, Jefferson's sells a story of adventure that never lands on your palate. The real premium is not in the liquid, it is in the narrative, and your taste buds are left high and dry. Number 6. Texas bourbon rides the myth that Texas heat is a shortcut to maturity. Warehouses in Fort Worth reach 100 degrees or more for months, and marketing claims this climate accelerates aging, producing bold flavor in half the time. The science tells a different story. Extreme heat pulls bitter tannins and harsh oak compounds from the barrel at warp speed, but real complexity cannot be forced. Instead of rounded vanilla or caramel, drinkers get astringent wood and a rough, unfinished edge. These whiskeys are often bottled around 90 proof, but priced like a premium. Distillers admit the heat is great for tourism, not for the spirit. In the rush to market, Texas bourbon trades patience for punch, delivering a bottle that tastes rushed, not refined. The only thing that matures fast in Texas is the marketing budget. Number 5. Angel's Envy stands as a cautionary tale of what happens when accountants take the reins from artisans. After Bacardi snapped up the brand for $150 million, the focus shifted from craft to corporate scale. Production ramped up, distribution exploded, and the bottle's price tag crept into premium territory. But behind the elegant glass, the bourbon remains bottled at 86.6 proof, a move that stretches every barrel further, maximizing volume at the expense of intensity. Rumors swirl about chill filtration thinning out the body, stripping away the oils and esters that give bourbon its depth. The result is a spirit engineered for shelf appeal and margin, not for character. While the marketing leans on heritage and small batch mystique, the reality is a portfolio asset designed to pay back an acquisition, not honor a legacy. For the price, you are getting less bourbon and more corporate calculus. Number 4. Basil Hayden's bottles the accountant's dream and the drinker's regret. Launched as a tribute to a high-rye pioneer, it lands on shelves at the legal minimum, 80 proof. That means every bottle is diluted with up to 20% more water than its barrel-strength siblings. For $45 to $55, you get a whiskey stretched thin, literally. Chill filtration strips out the fatty acids and esters, leaving a mouthfeel so light it barely clings to the glass. The economics are brutal. Beam Suntory can fill 30% more bottles from the same aged stock just by watering it down. Yet the price tag sits squarely in premium territory, charging top dollar for the weakest pour allowed by law. Basil Hayden's is not a tribute to heritage, it is a spreadsheet solution, proof that in bourbon, Sometimes less is just less. Number 3, Buffalo Trace is the poster child for hype inflation in bourbon. Shelves empty in minutes, not because of rare craftsmanship, but because the brand rations supply and fuels a frenzy. The result is a bottle with a $30 suggested price that routinely flips for $60, $80, or even more on the secondary market, sometimes 3 times its retail value. The label is vague about age, offering no transparency, just a promise of heritage. Yet in blind tastings, Buffalo Trace lands squarely in the middle of the pack, never bad, but rarely exceptional. The real magic is the illusion of scarcity, not the liquid in the glass. Allocation lists, secret drops, and online chatter create an artificial sense of treasure. Meanwhile, smarter drinkers know that the taste barely justifies the retail price, let alone the markup. Buffalo Trace is proof that the loudest buzz doesn't always mean the best bourbon. The only thing rare here is a fair deal. Number 2, Evan Williams' Bottled in Bond is the federal shield hiding in plain sight on the bottom shelf. This is not just another label, it is a contract written into law in 1897, after a century of whiskey scandals that poisoned the American bar. To wear the Bottled in Bond seal, every drop must come from one distillery, from one season, aged a minimum of 4 years in a government-bonded warehouse, and bottled at a rock-solid 100 proof. No shortcuts, no mystery blends, no watered-down tricks. For less than $23, you get a bourbon with more legal oversight than most so-called craft bottles that cost 3 times the price. While marketing departments invent stories about ocean voyages and small batch secrets, Evan Williams, Bottled in Bond, lets the federal code do the talking. The taste delivers classic caramel, vanilla, and a backbone of spice, nothing fancy, just honest, full-strength bourbon. In a market flooded with gimmicks and dilution, this bottle is pure integrity per dollar. Proof that the best insurance against hype is still written in black and white on the back label. And finally, in first place, Old Grandad 114 stands as bourbon's ultimate proof per dollar king. On the bottom shelf, this bottle hides in plain sight. It is 114 proof, 57% alcohol, and it sells for just $25 to $30. That's more strength, more flavor, and more integrity than bottles twice the price, and it is all packed into a label most shoppers overlook. The secret lies in the mash bill, a high rye recipe that delivers a spicy, robust punch, the same foundation as its watered-down sibling Basil Hayden's, but without the accountant's dilution. Where others stretch their inventory with water, Old Grandad 114 pours straight from the barrel with minimal interference. Non-chill filtered, it keeps the natural oils and esters that give bourbon its rich mouthfeel and long finish. Each sip hits with a wave of caramel, cinnamon, and pepper, then lingers with a heat that never turns harsh. For those who chase value, the math is simple. You get nearly 50% more alcohol per dollar than the average 80-proof lifestyle bourbon. No fancy bottle, no marketing gimmicks, just old-school power, bottled at a strength that honors the whiskey's true character. In a market crowded with overpriced stories and diluted spirits, Old Grandad 114 is the lopsided hero the industry hopes you never notice. The best-kept secret is not on the top shelf. It is right here, hiding in orange and gold, waiting for anyone smart enough to do the proof per dollar math. Across all 8 brands, one pattern stands out. In bourbon, hype inflates price, while proof and transparency reveal true value. The industry's loudest bottles often hide the weakest spirits. For smart drinkers, the real power isn't marketing, it's knowing what is in the glass. Cheers to drinking smarter.